My sister and my brothers are here tonight. And back in San Angelo, Texas, we had to clean kerosene lamp chimneys because the soot would settle on the chimneys and the rooms would not be as bright. They would darken. And so we went about our chore, cleaning soot from chimneys. How awful can it get? Glide is about cleaning soot from chimneys. No matter what you are facing, no matter what you're confronting, no matter what's going on in your life, we will have the courage to try to have faith to make something happen. And so we have one of the most diverse churches in America. We have just hordes of young people. I don't know where they came from, but we have volunteers. It's a diverse church. And that's the way we want it. Because you see, diversity challenges us all. And so does cleaning your lamp. Janice Mirikitani is a lamp cleaner. She's been cleaning lamps for a long time.
When I came to Glide 30 years ago, I was wandering in the dark. I didn't know who I was, invisible. And then a miracle happened here at Glide. I began to clean the soot off of my lamp. I discovered and I revealed the deep shame of childhood sexual abuse, my denial of addictions to brutal relationships and to elixirs of escape. Each revelation, each time I told the truth, I saw a man, Cecil Williams, a family, Maya Angelou, a community, a circle of women who accepted me for who I was, no matter how unacceptable I felt about myself. Their belief in me, your belief in me, your belief in me. Help me begin my recovery. Help me begin the healing of that shame, the wounds of self-hate and self-destruction, my fear of abandonment and rejection, and the darkness in my soul. You know, I heard so many stories by women who had suffered and experienced and survived deep and cruel and deplorable and inhumane situations. And I saw 1,000 me's. I saw that even I could be a messenger when I told the truth. But that was very frightening. And it was a terrible responsibility. But I got swept up in this movement that was greater than myself. And I saw that I wanted to be part of creating a place where women and children and youth, all people, could come and rejoice in the light of their power and independence, could feel the spirit in a home where a family of equal members, no matter what race or class or gender or age or sexual orientation, could abide with respect and compassion. And I saw that all the me's, every woman, when we would hear one another's voices, all voices, could dress our throats with power
am she you don't want to see. I am she you cannot escape. I am the darkness of addiction and pain, mute with shame. I'm the past, the child abused, the rejected one. Do you recognize her? Labeled insane, not good enough, not feminine, not acceptable. Silencer! He said it was my fault. My fault. I would count the stars at night. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, lock the door. I thought it would keep him from coming to my bed at night. 5, 6, take out your stick. If I told, it would hurt Mommy. Do you recognize her? She keeps wringing her hands, pulling her hair, talking, eating, binging, vomiting, popping pills, shooting up, gambling, stealing, hustling, talking. What are you looking at? I'm you. And you. And you. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, lock the door. 5, 6, take out his stick. Uncle, neighbor, boss, Daddy! You recognize her?
Yes, I recognize her. Indeed, I do recognize her. When in Glide, I look around and see a few of me that I used to be. And I look again and I can see the present me for which I thought I would never be. But oh, what a feeling that knows no sorrow. When in Glide I see the me's with an S of tomorrow. Now, I recognize her. She's the me that I used to be. I stand here before you tonight, being the me that I thought I would never be. When I first came to Glide, I was homeless. I had been raped, I'd been abused for so many years, until my addictions ranged from alcohol and any drug to being my main addiction, which was pain and death. When in Glide I found, Cecil talks about a lamp, but I had to get to it first. First I found a minister, Reverend Cecil Williams, that I thought surely had to be insane. I assumed that his wife and my best friend Jan only was insane because her husband was. You see, they spoke of things, Cecil spoke of things like justice and freedom and liberty. He and Jan spoke of how wrong it was to abuse women and children, how we had a right to not be raped, how we had a right to live without being hurt. Well, to me, darkness had become my being. How dare you speak of which I could have, and you know I cannot ever get that. But I kept listening, and we kept struggling. And we came across something called a recovery program, a program for which it didn't matter what your choice of addiction was, or who you were, or from whence you came. We found a way to be able to show others, along with ourselves, that not only did we have to clean our lamps from within, but we had to clean our lamps on the outside too. Lamp got to be clean all the way round, or your shadows won't come out right on the wall. Okay. So, from my 11-year stay in Glide in my family, I have seen thousands of me's and you's. Doesn't matter about male and female. Just matter about it's us. And in Glide, we all family. We just one. But there's something that I found that not only myself experienced, I find it over and over and over again, and my sisters and my brothers, we come out knowing two things: that not the evilness of mankind or humankind, not life when it comes and knock on your door with the darkness and the rain, not something that your enemy can steal or your own pain within you can strip and rob away. We found two things that's sure for me in this world. Glide is a reality, and reality is simply another word for truth. Glide is, and my God is good. Even to me, my God is good. My God is
sometimes in this life when things are rough. I've had my share of blessings, but times are still tough. Come what may, let it be. God is good to me. God is good to me. I may have been sick longer than you. My bills may not have been paid on time when they were due. I haven't been as good as I should be. Yet God is good to me.
child, I looked for myself. And I couldn't find me. There were no dolls like me, with hair like mine, with a body like mine. I wasn't Cinderella, Snow White, Shirley Temple, or Barbie. Then I looked in the movies and on TV. And there I was. I was the enemy. Ching Chong Chinaman! You be the Jap! Why do I always gotta be the Jap? 'Cause you are a Jap! I was ugly. Ugly! So, I bought a wig. I cut my hair. I got permed. I got skinny. I got voluptuous. I bleached my skin. Scotch taped my eyes. Stuffed my bras. Got new clothes and new legs and buns of steel. But I still felt ugly. Ugly! So, I bought leathers. I got tattoos. I pierced my nose and my tongue. 'Cause I was ugly. Ugly! I spent a lot of time in bars with strangers to fill my arms, in bottles where I could sleep because I felt incomplete. Never seen, never here nor there, not quite visible. I learned good English. I got educated. I got money. I got self-actualized. I got nothing but shame. I'm ashamed of who I was. I came out of the darkness. I came out of the darkness from a 23-year drugged stupor. Shooting dope, smoking dope, and blackout drinking. My children were left with a stranger most of the time, and the stranger was me. But to be a role model, a shero, I don't think so. My children deserve better, and better was not me. At 8 years old, I used to have to give my son the food stamps for him to go food shopping, or sometimes they did not eat. I woke up in jail, husband dead, kids gone, nowhere to turn, a statistic. Then I seen the Facts on Crack conference on TV, and I wondered, would a place like that accept a woman like me with all my problems, character defects, my dislike for women? Because I did not like myself. Oh, when I walked through the doors of Glide, they rocked me in their bosoms. I felt like I was in my mother's womb, a safe womb, a drug-free womb. And Jan, she was too pretty to have any problems. So I thought, how could a woman like her accept a woman like me with all my character defects, with all my problems? Through a lot of hard work, through a lot of meetings, through a lot of having to clean my lamp, my children do deserve better, and better is me, with 5 years drug-free. We got my
footprints inside my belly measure me as big as the earth. I'm creating something new. Our children pull us out of the darkness. We give birth to one another.
Life isn't me, as sad as it seems. When I look at my life, life is like a dime, waiting to get picked up off the street. Life is like a woman to me, a provider of strength and harmony. I learned that from my grandmother, a great lady, who raised me ever since I was a little baby. Sometimes in the shades of night, I cry lonely tears and count all my troubles and my fears. I fear of being left alone in a world without a home to call my own, or catching a bullet without a name, or hearing people put me to shame because of the color of my skin, or because of the neighborhood that I live in. Life has taught me that I have to believe in me and be the best that I can be. And with the help of my Glide family, I will fly with my own wings. Life isn't me.
I looked for myself, and I heard you resurrecting the blues, the songs of our work. I see myself mirrored in your pain. I meet myself in prison camps, locked in for the color of my skin. You open the gates, releasing justice. I walk toward myself and dance in the circle of your light, in the warmth of your fire. I press you to my heart and hear the beat that is mine. Somewhere, we are breaking our silences, releasing all our fears. Somewhere, children with open faces are singing. Everywhere, the old order must listen. I look for myself, and I find you everywhere, singing our song. Back my beauty and my pride. I take back dignity and choice. I let my hair grow natural with a little help. I let my eyes see a miracle. Take back this body, not let it be beaten up or locked up or abused. Body has no space for toxic chemicals or bruises. Yes, my body is too busy being beautiful and strong. I am the fierceness of childbirth. The sun bursts through my thighs. I am a mother, and I will fight for the future of my children. Yes, I am any woman, every woman, growing powerful as light. Yeah.
I step into your light.
It's about time.
Yes, about time. Wait till we get home. I step into your light so that we can be mutual.
Yes.
And so that your power will prevail and expand, and you can live your destiny fully.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. You've created this home where all people could come and be fed and be nourished. Not just their bodies, but their spirits. Where we could really know what it means to be mutual. Because I didn't know what it meant to be mutual. Where we really could let the light of our power shine. You have given us a great deal, knowing that here in this home called Glide, we are unconditionally accepted and loved.
Yeah. You know, Jen, this home has many rooms.
Yes.
This home has many sources of light. But there's one that is a tremendous source of light and has been for a long time. Dr. Maya Angelou.
Oh, yes. And what can we say? What can we say about Dr. Maya? Wait. This woman's expanse is so vast, it reaches from the steps of the White House as the National Poet Laureate delivering the inaugural poem to the victorious rising up in South Africa, to the most blighted neighborhoods in our cities.
Jen, you know, Maya does not like long introductions.
But she's accomplished so much. She's written over 18 books, and she's gotten over 35 honorary doctorates, and she speaks 7 languages.
Yeah. Could be 40 or 50.
50.
Yeah. Wait, we got a good thing here. You know, Maya likes short introductions. However, she is a professor. She's a scholar. She is a real sister. She has created drama. And
Now, Cecil, you know Maya does not like long introductions.
may we present to you Dr. Maya Angelou. This little
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I might let it shine. Everywhere I go, I might let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Runs, falls, rises, stumbles on from darkness into darkness, and the darkness thicketed with shapes of terror. And the hunters behind, and the hunters pursuing, and the hounds pursuing, and the night cold, and the night long, and the river to cross, and the jack-o'-lanterns beckoning, and blackness ahead. And oh God, when will I reach that somewhere, that safe getting up morning? In all along the street, I might let it shine. All along the street, I might let it shine. Oh, all along the street, I might let it shine. Let it shine. And keep going, because I'm a renegade. Renegade. Many thousands rise and go, and many thousands going over an old mythic north, old star-shaped Bible city. Some go weeping and some rejoicing. Some in coffins and some in carriages. Some in silks and some in shackles. Rise and go, fare you well. And when you go, let it shine, Jan. You have let it shine. Oh, that train. that gospel story train through the swamp and through the savannah, through the streets and through the mornings, through the late nights and through the abuses, through the bruises and the pains. Let it shine, let it shine, let it... It's a midnight special. It means to get there. It come here to go somewhere. And its name is Janice Mirikitani. Well, it is a wonderful thing to have a mission. And it is a wondrous thing to know one has a mission. And to take the responsibility of that mission. And in truth, every one of us, each of us, has a mission. We come here to go somewhere. And so if we take the responsibility of it, sometimes it's a heavy, and you need that brother, sister, that shero, that hero at your back, beckoning, and at your side, at that side, whether she or he is there or not. The idea of the mission is increasing. It increases. I know the word now is empowerment, and I'm sure that's good. I am impressed with increase in good. And I know that the idea of a mission increases us. My grandmother used to watch me when I was reading poetry. For many years I was a mute. For 6 years, from 7 till about 13, I didn't speak. But I read poetry, and my grandmother would watch me read poetry. And she'd say, "Sister, Mama love to see you read that poetry. You know what it do for your sister? It put starch in your backbone." That's increasing. So this evening, in the celebration of my sister friend and a missionary, in the best sense of the word, I thought I'd spend the 3 or 4 hours. I hope you brought everything. You know, the burden of my song is still romance. I can't get away from it. There is something wrong with us, with the people or person or family or neighborhood or race or city, when there is no romance. When there is no romance, our teenage boys and girls can walk up to each other at 12 or 13, 14, 15 and say, "Hey, my name is Joe. Your name Flo. You got 10 minutes?" There's no romance. Now the beauty of poetry, and Janice Mirikitani's poetry in particular, in the main and in the general, is that Janice Mirikitani writes romance. Not mush, not sentimentality, but romance, which means that there is something so much more about me than you can see. And there's something so much more about you that I can see, that we can translate ourselves to each other with a look. That now is romance. There's some African American poetry that's so full of romance that I can't keep it out of my mouth. I mean, I can't keep it in my head. It just jumps out. There's a shred in a 19th century folk song in which a black man spoke of the woman he loved. And you know, when a number of non-black people write about black, brown, beige, red, and yellow people, they consider that those people have sex and white folks have romance. But here's this shred. The man said, the woman I love is fat and chocolate to the bone. And every time she shakes, some skinny woman loses her home. That's romance. That's romance. Romance, Janice. That's what you and Cecil just showed us up here. You said, and he said, that's romance. That's what I'm talking about. There's a shred in the 19th century folk song in which a black woman spoke of the man she loved. And this shred found its way into Mr. W.C. Handy's 20th Century Blues. The woman said, he's blacker than midnight, teeth like flags of truce. He's the finest thing in the whole St. Louis. They say the blacker the berry, sweeter is the juice. Now that's romance. That's what I mean. Yes. Some years ago, I gave a lecture in Minneapolis, and I did what I do and left. About 3 years later, only a few years ago, I returned to Minneapolis, to the same university. And when I finished, I went backstage, and a woman about my age, white woman, we had very much in common. I mean, we were what the French call a certain age, you know. She had an air, and I had an air. And we looked all right for our certain age. She came backstage, she said, Miss Angelou, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for my daughter's life. I said, yeah. She said, my daughter had attempted suicide a number of times, but someone brought her 3 years ago to hear you speak here. And after that, my daughter wrote me a letter and said, she called me that night, and then she wrote a letter and said she would never try suicide again. That something you had said informed her that life was so valuable, so sweet and so particular that she couldn't throw it away. I said, oh, the mother started crying, I started crying, we embraced. When we broke the embrace, a young woman approached, and the mother turned, she said, Cynthia, what are you doing here? And that was her daughter, who lives in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So the young woman said, well, I read that Miss Angelou was going to speak, and I wanted to be here. So the daughter started crying, I started crying, the mother started. We embraced, we had a great time. And then the mother said, before I go, I want you to have this letter my daughter wrote to me the first night after she heard you. I greeted her, I took the letter, put it into my briefcase, and went on about 3 weeks around the country. 3 weeks later, I read the letter. And if I didn't have an understanding about romance, it could have been terrible. The girl had written to her mother, dear mother, I saw Maya Angelou last night. I want you to know I will never try to commit suicide again. She said, Mother, I would like you to see her. I'd like to make you see her. When she came onto the stage, she was so ugly. She said she was so black. I started to cry. She said she was so ugly, Mother. She had such big features. But when she started talking, I listened to her. Mother, she was so big and black and ugly. I started crying. I couldn't stop. I mean, well, I was crying for myself. I was crying for her. I was crying for the ignorance which permeates my country. I was weeping, and you know how you start with just the tears, and then a kind of a bit of a sob, and then that wrenching thing. It was, and then had I not had an idea of romance, I might have contemplated suicide. Now know this, however, I would not have gone alone. I'd have found her. Oh yes, oh yes. We would have jumped together. Oh no, no. But I thought of this poem of Langston Hughes. Now you all know that African American people range in color from plum black to milk white. You know that. Next time we celebrate the next 30 years for Janice, I'll explain to you why that is. Mr. Langston Hughes wrote, "Have you dug the spill of Sugar Hill? Cast your gems on this sepia thrill. Brown sugar lass, caramel treat, honey gold baby sweet enough to eat. Peach skin girl, coffee and cream, chocolate darling out of a dream, walnut tinted, cocoa brown, pomegranate, pride in town, rich cream colored, plum tinted black. Feminine sweetness is not Harlem's lack. From the glow of the quince to the blush of the rose, persimmon, bronze, cinnamon toes, chocolate, cocoa, let me repeat, caramel, brown sugar, a chocolate treat, ginger, wine gold, persimmon, blackberry, licorice, clove, cinnamon. All through the spectrum Harlem folks vary. So if you want to know beauty's rainbow sweet thrill, stroll with me down luscious, delicious, fine, Sugar Hill. Hey! That's it. That's romance. Romance. I had decided I was going to do nothing but read Janice Mirikitani's poetry tonight. But the narrator, the actor, the spirit woman was so fantastic. My Lord. My Lord. So she gave me a chance to read my own poetry, for which I'm very grateful. I love Janice, because she is on a mission. But she doesn't become dour and tiresome and grim. She doesn't pretend she's put airplane glue on the back of her hand and stuck it to her forehead. Thank the Lord. I mean, she knows that she has to laugh. I never trust people who don't laugh, or people who say they love me if they don't love themselves. There's an African saying which is, be careful when a naked person offers you a shirt. Can't do it. Not. So I love that Janice laughs and loves herself. And because of that, I will do a poem of mine. It's really just a little removed from Doggerel. But some years ago, Arsenio Hall called me and asked me to come onto his show. And I said, I thank you, Mr. Hall. He said, oh, no, Dr. Angelou, I'm just a chap. Just call me Arsenio. Oh, no, ma'am. And he said, please come on. I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think your constituents and I have quite that much in common. I mean, woo, woo, woo. You know, I didn't know how we would get on. But he was persuasive and wonderful, and I went on the show. I enjoyed it, and went on to go back maybe 8 or 9 times. And in the last month, I think I was on 2 or 3 times. But that first time, I did a piece of doggerel, which I had written to make me laugh and make myself laugh. And it's called 7 Women's Blessed Assurance. The first woman said, one thing about me, I'm little and low. I find me a lover wherever I go. The second woman said, they call me string bean, I'm so tall. Men see me and they ready to fall. The third woman said, I'm fat as butter. I'm sweet as cake. Men start to tremble every time I shake. The fourth woman said, I'm young as morning. I'm fresh as dew. Everybody wants me. Look at you. The fifth woman said, I'm little, I'm low, I'm sweet to the bone. They like to pick me up and just carry me home. The sixth woman said, when I passed 40, I dropped pretense because men like women who got some sense. But the seventh woman is my favorite for obvious reasons. The seventh woman said, 55 is perfect. So is 59, because everybody needs to rest sometime. Did that poem, and then I took a flight from Los Angeles to Geneva, and a train from Geneva, Switzerland to Brie, and a train up the side of the Alps to Zermatt at the foot of the Matterhorn. And there I gave a 3.5-hour lecture in French, English, and Spanish. Thank you. I was so through. I was in it. So I stayed around about 4 days, and then I took the train back down to Brie and over, and I was in the Geneva airport holding with a briefcase and my purse and an umbrella. And a young white man came up to me. He said, Dr. Angelou. I said, yes. He said, Miss Angelou. I said, yes. He said, I was in the audience at Arsenio Hall. When he stopped, he did that, woo-woo, and I started laughing. And when he stopped and I stood up, my umbrella was over there, my briefcase there, my purse back here, and the young man was gone. And all those Swiss people were looking at me like this. But if you don't laugh, I don't know how you get over. I really don't. So I commend Janice for laughing. I also commend her for being able to weep, because that is a part, and a wonderful part of life. This is a poem I don't think I've ever read in public, but I want to read it for Janice. In my Missouri, I had known a mean man, a hard man, a cold man, gutting me and killing me, an ice man, a tough man, a man. So I thought I'd never meet a sweet man, a kind man, a true man, one who in darkness you can feel secure man, a sure man, a man. But Jackson, Mississippi has some fine men, some strong men, some black men. Walking like an army were the sweet men, the brown men, the men. And Oberlin, Ohio, there were nice men, just men and fair men. Reaching out and healing were the warm men, good men, the men. And so now I know that there are good and bad men, some true men, some rough men. I ask that we keep on searching for our own men, the best men, the men. Yes. In the course of writing the poetry, I have talked about women quite a lot. Some of that has to do with the fact that I'm so grateful to be a woman, a black woman, to be a black woman, a black American woman, a 6 foot tall, 66-year-old black woman. So I know that women are phenomenal. I know that because I know that we've come through some wonderful things full of wonder. I wrote a poem for women called Phenomenal Woman. I wrote it for black women, yes, and I wrote it for white women. Sure did. Wrote it for Asian women and Native American and Spanish-speaking and Aleut and lesbian women. I wrote it for all women. I wrote it for very, very fat women, those who don't like their sizes but will do little except call a friend, usually me, in the middle of the night and say, "Girl, there's a skinny woman still trying to get out." And then I wrote it. I wrote it for fat women who love their sizes and who know they're the epitome of sensuality. And when they walk down the street, no one, male or female, can keep their eyes off. I wrote it for skinny women, those who deserve all our sympathy. I wrote it for all women. I know that men are as phenomenal as women. Yes, I know that because I know that nature abhors imbalance. And like you, I have been told that 98% of all the species which have lived on this little blob of spit and sand are now extinct because they got out of balance. We're still here, which means we are in balance. And so men must be as phenomenal as women. I think so. I would just say this to the men in the hall. You'll have to write your own poem. Many people wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When I try to show them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman. Phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. And then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, oh, it's the flash of my teeth. It's the swing of my waist. It's the joy in my feet. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. And when I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, oh, it's in the arch of my back. Now, please understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk too loud. When you see me walking, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the need for my care, because I'm a woman. Phenomenal woman. That's my mother and all your mothers, and my grandmothers and all your grandmothers, and my great-grandmothers and your greats, and my great-great-greats and your, and Janice Mirikitani and me. Yeah!
Everybody for coming tonight. Thank you for honoring me with your presence. I want to thank you for your contributions that help empower all of our programs. Your presence here tonight and your support really does help us to continue to break the cycle of poverty and dependency. Thank you for helping us empower all people. And I want to thank the Glide Ensemble, the children, the Change Band, the Mark Izu Ensemble, the Glide Dancers and Anna's son, Brenda Wong Aoki, Belinda, the Women with Tongues of Fire, everybody.